Hey VRG TV family, it is Pamela Bass, your host, the founder of VRG TV, and I am excited about season 4. I gotta look at my cards, y'all. Season 4, episode 2. And today I have with me the beautiful Belinda Reeves, who joined me about a year ago. And you know, I knew that something amazing would come out of this connection when we sat down and we actually spoke. And if I'm honest, we actually met virtually. But I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, tell you a little bit about herself, and then we're going to dive right into the questions.
Hi, Belinda Reeves. I'm realtor, home builder, investor, and I'm happy to be here.
I am excited. So let's dive right in. So what first led you to real estate, and did you ever imagine it would take you this far?
Well, over 20 years ago, I got my real estate license. And I remember when I got my real estate license, I told everybody, my family, my friends, and my professors at school. And so one of my professors was actually an investor.
Okay.
Yeah. And him and his wife, they used to buy properties and flip them and stuff like that. So they took a chance on me.
I love it.
And I found them properties, rehabbed them, put them back on the market. And there were several times where I'd be sitting in the closing. I'm like, you know what? I want to be on the other side of the table, and I think I want to be an investor. And so I went on with real estate, and in 2008, the market crashed.
Yes.
Yeah. And when the market crashed, I was back to the 9-to-5 grind.
Yeah.
But the desire to be an investor, it never left.
Yeah.
And so I just, about 12 years ago, when the market started to shift, I got into real estate investing.
Okay.
And after rehabbing so many properties, the natural progression was to start building.
I love it. So this woman has said, that's the thing. I think a lot of people are scared to just try
it.
Because people will take a chance on you. And so what I'm hearing is you rehabbed properties over 20 years ago before. So just so you newbies know, it takes time.
Yeah,
Real estate takes time. No, it's been a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
So I love that. I'm not gonna go where I thought I was gonna go, but and then you said something else. You said, oh my goodness, did I lose it? 16 years with the federal government. And a lot of people don't like to sit anywhere long enough to get what they need, and the federal government helped you.
Yes, very much.
It prepared you for where you are today.
Correct. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so here we are. As a licensed home builder now, how do you feel your presence changes the industry narrative?
Yeah, so representation matters. I do believe as more women enter this space, that the stereotypes against women in this space can start to shift. Being a woman of color, I'm hoping to kind of change the narrative as well. And I'm actually starting to see women in other male-dominated trades, like, just in the construction field, auto mechanics and HVAC. I even saw something recently with plumbing. I don't know if I could do plumbing, but but I have seen more women entering the space, and it's starting to shift. Hopefully, the more women that come into the space, the more normalized and accepted that we can be, and can start making room for us as well. And so, I always think, like, how awesome would it be to at least build one house with an all-female team, just have all-female group.
I love that. Okay, we're going to work on that. So if we have anybody in the audience, tap in, connect with Belinda so that she can do an all-female build. But now I do want to pivot back. So you mentioned contractors. We need good contractors. We need painters. We need flooring installers. We need good people. We don't care who you are. Carpenters. We need you. So if you are a contractor, reliable, dedicated, committed contractor, please reach out to us. Leave your contact if you know someone, tag them in the comment section, or just reach out to us over here at Virtuous Realty Global or Belinda herself. But okay, I had to stop and pivot there because it's so hard.
It is hard, yeah. And like I said, over time, I've pretty much developed a system. Even over time, I've learned to lean into, just the God-given defense, mechanism that you give. If something doesn't feel right,
don't do it.
Yeah, I don't do it. And anytime I've pushed past that, I've always ended up in a mess. And so over the years, I've learned to trust that and just walk in that.
And we understand that it can be difficult sometimes running business.
Yes.
But if you are going to take on a project from someone like Belinda, know that you have the capacity to take it on, or the skill set.
The skill set, yeah, to do it, yeah.
Because you said something. You said someone took monies from. I have a really good partner investor who they don't really speak English, and they've paid out tens of thousands of dollars to different HVAC companies. They just take the money and they run with it. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to move on. So what advice would you give to the next generation of women dreaming of building wealth through real estate?
Yeah, so I would say be around people that stretch your vision.
Yes.
I know when I started real estate investing, I didn't know a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I had to go and search those people out, like-minded people.
Yeah.
In every metropolitan area, there's a local investing group.
Yeah.
And so I would go and I would network with those people, because there you're going to find, investor-friendly agents, investor-friendly lenders, private lenders, highly recommended contractors, and just, people that do work that come highly recommended. And also, I would say, at the end of the day, this is real life monopoly.
Yes.
If you're going to be investing, you're going to have to take it serious. Your purpose in investing is to find good properties.
Yes.
To find them, go in with equity, cash flowing.
Yes.
And your goal is to trade up, to utilize that equity to buy higher income producing properties, and get to the point where you can eventually retire.
Yes.
And then you won the game.
This is so good. I hope you guys are taking notes. This is real life good. We're gonna go deeper one day, but today we're just honoring Belinda for stepping up and being that voice that we need, and someone who's changing the industry. You said a few things that I'm not gonna really touch on, but I do want to touch on at least one of them. You mentioned, is there any type of property that you look for specifically? Because you mentioned, knowing what properties to purchase and different things like that, or investments to.
Yeah, I do mostly multifamily. That's really what I look for as well, and how to analyze those numbers, and that's pretty much what I focus on now.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then the most important thing that she's telling you guys is your community is going to be most important. Making sure that you have that community. And sometimes I think we get so uncomfortable in a room. No, if you want to learn the room, you have to learn from the person that's already been in the room. I love that. Okay. Were there moments of doubt or fear during your career pivot, and what grounded you through it?
With anything new, there's always moments of fear and doubt.
Yeah.
But I do rely heavily on my faith.
Yes.
The word tells us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. So I always try to, keep that in the forefront. And, even with starting out building, this is a whole new venture for me. It's and it's scary, because you look out and you see all these new builds and, all this construction going on. It's like, you feel like the Israelites, there's giants in the land, and I'm like, I feel like, but you gotta, get that momentum up and, get your Joshua and Caleb spirit. I'm well able.
Yes.
I have the ability, the capability to do it.
I love it.
The word tells us not to, despise small beginnings.
Yes.
And so I'm just walking in that and trusting that, good things and better things.
I am so excited and proud. I am, because if you think about it, you pivoted, you've taken a lot of risks.
It's a lot of risk.
Okay, what year did you, without telling your age, but the conversation we just had, I thought you was younger than me.
Which is always so surprising to me. I'm like, listen, I'm waiting on my AARP benefits. I'm looking forward to those benefits. Like, no, ma'am.
She's like, no, I done made it past that. I'm knocking on the door of this.
Yeah.
But you've pivoted multiple times. You've been through the crash. 16 years with the federal government, now picking your license back up, going active, not knowing, did you did you know that you would be resigning?
Well, yeah, last year I had pretty much made up my mind to leave federal service. I felt that it was getting near time for me to leave, and I felt the need to fully invest in my vision.
Yes.
And so nobody is going to build your legacy but you.
Yes.
And so I knew, like, with the push back to the office, I was like, that's not going to work for me, because real estate provides me with so many different ways to make money. And not only that, it allows me different creative outlets.
Absolutely.
Because I've done flipping, I've done property management.
Yes.
I've done long-term, short-term rentals.
Yes.
Airbnb, investing, and now building.
Yes.
And so it just allows me more flexibility and fits my schedule better.
I love that. And you've kind of seen it all. You've kind of done it all.
Yes.
You started out with your real estate license, and then you quickly pivoted to real estate investing. Now you're building.
Yes.
How does that make you feel? How does that make your family feel?
Yeah, everyone is really excited for me. Not a lot of people know female builders versus,
Yeah.
African American builders.
Yes.
And so everybody's been so very supportive, and they've been my support system through it all.
I love it.
Yeah.
Another question that I wanted to ask is, what drives you, and what's the ultimate goal for building? Is it low income? Is it? We know that you want to be a production builder, right? The D.R. Hortons and all of those things. But what is a goal that Belinda has?
Overall, I want to. It's for me. It's more about just building houses. It's about creating home ownership opportunities for people who otherwise wouldn't have those opportunities. Now, we do know, like, the National Association of Realtors, they came out last year and they said that if you've owned your home within the last 5 years, you built over $150,000, in equity, around $150 in equity. Yeah. And so, just thinking about that and just having, access to that type of, equity that you wouldn't otherwise have.
Absolutely.
Like, that's
major.
Yeah, that's major.
Yes.
And just being able either to tap in it or pass it down to the next generation, that's life changing for a lot of people.
I love it.
So for that, also with building affordable housing, people, when they hear affordable housing, they think cheap.
Yes.
But no, it's more so building houses that are accessible to people that, in the area that has the medium income, and able to afford those houses. And also, just being a builder for, brown and black people as well, because we know there's also statistics that shows that income levels are to go down, and access to home ownership is going down. But the more houses we can build in the community, the more we can offset that as well.
Absolutely. So, yeah. I love that. Okay, so we're nearing the end. Tell us a fun fact, anything you want to share about Belinda.
I like to bake.
Oh, yes, you owe me a cake.
I owe you a cake. I actually may bring it this Saturday.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've actually, I've baked so many cakes.
Really?
Yeah. I just baked a honey bun cake.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So do you bake to sell, or is it just a release?
It's just a hobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just a hobby. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me on VRG TV.
Yes.
And we got to come back.
Yes.
Because there's so much that you have on the inside of you that other young girls want to look up to. Like, you look around, there's not a lot of female builders.
Not a lot at all. Yeah.
And I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
if no one's told you that, I'm proud of you. Because sometimes we'll see each other, right? Even though we're on the same team. But we'll see each other as females, but we won't say those little words. And that helps people keep going.
It really does.
Most times, like this morning, a young lady, I'm going to shout her out, Aaliyah Williams. She purchased a home with us back in 2021. And now she's pivoted to do makeup. I don't know if it's full-time. I don't think it's full-time, but she did an amazing job today.
Yes.
And so when I got there, she's like, she was excited to do my makeup. And I'm like, she's younger than me, right? Yeah. So there's women coming up behind us like, I aspire maybe not to do real estate, but to do makeup, and I want to do it well.
Yes.
So there's some women that aspire to be excellent, like you, in federal government, or doing building, or just real estate, period. So thank you for all of your excellence.
Oh, thank you. Thank
And
you for your support.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, audience, for joining us today for VRG TV, Season 4, Episode 2 with Belinda Reeves. If you need to contact her, you can find her on Instagram, Facebook, any other platforms? Okay, no other platforms. But if you want information, there's people out here, there's resources that's willing to give it. So thank you guys again for joining us.